Hey, Luna.
Hello, Luna.
Hey, buddy.
Banker said we could not use the garage for the install.
Why not?
Because he's cleaning it.
Of course he is.
To fit a 41-foot limo inside of it. Thank you for choosing horn blasters. Well, no.
Yeah, I've gotten 2 emails asking how the install went. I haven't installed it yet.
Listen, we're a little slow, all right? We're a little busy. I've installed a lot of horn blasters in my time. In my time. No littering, people. The thing was faster than the Razor.
Wow.
5 horns. This guy's just gonna...
Thought you said no littering.
Something else flying there.
Yeah. See, look, it's right there. Well, the banker wouldn't be taking up the whole shop.
I know, right? Freaking custom monsters just gotta have their limo. Yeah, let's run and grab some sheet metal shit.
Okay.
Aluminum stock. All right, when looking for a new windshield for your machine, there's really only 2 materials that are gonna come into play. It's gonna be glass and polycarbonate. And then in that glass and polycarbonate, there's gonna be a few different styles, whether it's half windshield, full windshield, flip up or flip down, that you're gonna wanna take note of. All right, so let's break down the differences between poly and glass. So when it comes to glass windshields, there are a lot of great options out there. Glass is gonna be just like the windshield in your car. You're used to cleaning that. You know how that works. It cleans easy. Microfibers aren't gonna scratch it. It's a really hard surface because it is glass. So it can withstand a lot in the terms of scratching and scratch resistance. However, it is not as durable when it comes to things like rocks flying and hitting it. They can chip it. Just like when you get a little pebble on your windshield and it cracks it, spider webs it, and it screws the whole windshield up. The same thing can happen on a UTV with a glass windshield. Glass windshields also add a little bit more weight. They are a little bit heavier. They require a little bit more of a bulky bracket system to be mounted into the UTV, so you are gonna add some weight. Glass windshields are typically gonna be a little bit more expensive too. So if you're looking for that really, really high quality finish, you're looking for that glass windshield, they are a great option. But if you are getting your machine dirty a lot, if you are going it and it's hitting rocks, it's hitting tree branches, things like that, you might wanna look at the other option that we've got. Polycarbonate or poly windshields are gonna be what you most likely are looking at when you're looking at the windshield. Most guys are gonna run these because they are extremely durable. The only downside to a polycarbonate that we really can see is gonna be that it can scratch easy. However, they have a system that they use with that called hard coating it. You're gonna see it on a lot of advertisement when it comes to a windshield. If it has that hard coating surface, it is almost as scratch resistant as glass, which means that you can run that thing, it can smash things, it can hit things, you can clean it, you can wipe it off, and you're not gonna have any worry. And you're gonna be able to do that for a lot less than it costs for glass. At the same time, most UTVs that are running this, if they don't have the hard-coated poly, you do end up with some scratching. Every time that you clean it with a microfiber, it's gonna start scratching a little bit. The problem with poly is that once you have a scratch in it, you cannot buff it out. You can't polish it out. It is there for good. And as soon as you get a little bit too many of them, it will start to haze. When it gets hazy, you can't see. Not being able to see is no fun when you're riding at 65 miles an hour on a trail. That is one of the main things we need to be able to do is see. That's why we have the windshield in the first place. So if you're looking for a poly windshield, you're looking for a glass windshield, make sure that your poly windshield is a hard-coated windshield. Full windshields provide you the most protection when it comes to that front-facing wind, debris, tree limbs, etc. Anything like that, that full windshield is going to help block all of that from hitting you in the face or in the arm, whatever it may be. That kind of gives you that full protection, especially if you ride in the rain, in water elements. It's going to help hit that splash guard from you so that it's not hitting you in the face or covering you in water and mud. The problems that you run into with a full windshield is you can create sort of like a vacuum pocket inside of the machine. So if you're riding on dusty roads, that dust wants to come around the windshield and then kind of circle back in and suck back into the cab, so you can create a lot of dust. Two options that can eliminate that when it comes to a full windshield: vented windshields produce a little bit of airflow that comes into the cab that helps get rid of that dust and that suction pressure. The other thing is a rear windshield. If you add a rear windshield, it blocks that suction and vacuum from coming back in through the rear. So that does help that. Rear windshields also help rear tire spray, things like rocks, mud, anything like that from getting into you on your back. All right, so the other most common windshield is gonna be a half windshield. Half windshields are extremely common for the guy who likes that wind in their face riding feel, but they still want some protection. When it comes to the half windshields, they've got a little lip at the top of them typically that's gonna allow that wind to be sheeted up and over the driver, which creates a nice wind tunnel effect, essentially getting dust, debris stuff out of the cab and out of the machine so that you're not being covered in dust. It creates that airflow concept for you. But it does give you some protection as well when it comes to things, rock chips, rocks flying and trying to hit you in the face, and as well as mud and water, things like that. It is gonna help protect you from that without being that full windshield. As well, when you are riding and it's hot outside, right? You need that airflow to cool down. A half windshield is gonna give you that most airflow feeling, as well as kind of that thrill of riding, because the wind in your face, everything like that, that is what a half windshield does really well. When looking for a half windshield, make sure that it is sized appropriately, right? You don't want your half windshield to be right here when you're looking at the line of sight, because then if it does get muddy, you're looking at half of the field of view, and it just kind of, it's like having a horizontal crack in your car windshield. It kind of just bugs you and drives you crazy on how you're driving. So make sure that if you are getting one, that you size it appropriately for where you sit and how you drive, because that's gonna be one of the main factors with the half windshield. So the last two you have are a flip up and a flip down windshield. Flip up windshields, gonna be assisted by a gas strut. Sometimes they're gonna be an automatic with just a push of a button. Essentially, it's gonna be a full windshield that tilts all the way up and allows you to have that full open effect. However, you can kind of set it wherever you want, so you can get a half windshield effect there with a vent underneath. You can just crack it and just basically have a full windshield with just a little bit of vent underneath it. Now on the flip side, the flip down is gonna be the top half of the windshield is gonna come down. So it'll be like a half windshield, and then the second half on the top will actually flip down. Sometimes it'll have a strap or a latch or something like that, so you can make sure it doesn't bump around while you're riding. But that kind of gives you a little bit of that best of both worlds of a half and a full when you're riding, because it is gonna flip down and act like a half windshield, or flip up and act like a full windshield. So that wraps up this part about windshields. Make sure to stick around to the end of the video. You guys are gonna see me working with metal, check out my fab skills. I feel like I'm a pretty good fabricator, but that's coming up next.
It's a nice car.
Thank you, I know. It's a Kia. Shit, I missed my turn.
I expect a tire squeal.
You can't just tire squeal everywhere, dude.
Jeez. I wasn't ready for that one.
I know you weren't ready for it.
Even though I asked for it, I wasn't ready for it.
That's why I did it. I believe we found what we were looking for.
Sweet.
Each one of these is a different brand and metric or standard version of it. I have so many wrenches.
Bingo.
Bingo bongo.
I think it's a one-time in, so we want to make sure it works before we push it. Okay.
All right, I can still access the one right here.
Okay.
So.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Who are you gonna call? Ghostbusters?
I don't think Ghostbusters can do anything for me. Damn.
Alright, this looks like it's going to be way longer than how long I want to wait.
Yeah. That goes up to ground. All right, so Chris finally got a new switch, also from Amazon, but let's see how this one feels, because the last one felt kind of shitty. Like when you clicked it, it didn't reset. So let's see. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a lot better. There we go. It works.
It was $50, okay?
It is terrible.
It is great.
I think it's pretty mint for 50 bucks.
50 bucks, well spent. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment below. Tell us what type of windshield that you run on your machine or what type of windshield that you are looking for. Personally, I like a half hard-coated poly windshield. It's lightweight, it's durable, but I still get that wind in my face with a little bit of that protection that I'm looking for.